Well, hello and welcome. Today I'm coming on with a plan. Today I'm coming on to express my feelings. Make America great. Let's see what makes America great.
Hey, do you know about the USA? Do you know about the government? Can you tell me about the Constitution? Hey, learn about the USA. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers did agree to write a list of principles for keeping people free. The USA was just starting out a whole brand new country. And so our people spelled it out, the things that we should be. And they put those principles down on paper and called it the Constitution. And it's been helping us run our country ever since then. The first part of the Constitution is called the Preamble and tells what those founding fathers set out to do. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. In 1787, I'm told our founding fathers all sat down and wrote a list of principles that's known around. The USA was just starting out a whole brand new country. And so our people spelled it out. They wanted a land of liberty. And the preamble goes like this. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
So, first, that is what we have been holding our country to, is why we were founded. My feelings this week as I watched a public lynching, coming from someone who has marched with King and not been able to eat at restaurants, and depending on the area I was in, I truly grieved. I mean, was sick to my stomach to be to realize that a public lynching, and that's what it was happening in 2020. And not that I did not know that there was that hatred out there that was festering, but to allow it to occur as the world watched and not to respond immediately with outrage is the problem that I have. I applaud, and it makes my heart warm of all of you leaders that got out there and said, no, we will not be quiet. And I guess I got to say thank you to Donnie Boy, because if he had not responded in the way that he did of hiding out, then using our military, the last straw, to fortify his ego. But anyway, this is not about him. This is about you. This is about congratulating you for standing up. For those of you who have been feeling all of those emotions that are rushing through, and you're saying, why? Because we have to stand up for those things that we believe. There becomes a time that we have to stand up, because our Constitution is what makes us different. Again, using a method that perhaps if it can get to him, he might understand what the Constitution is.
Called the Constitution. That's right, the Constitution. The Constitution is a very special document for the United States of America. It was written in 1787. It was the plan for how the government of the United States of America would run. It was important for the United States to approve a constitution so everyone would know how this new government would operate. Hey, did you know the Constitution has a nickname? That's right. Just like you might have a nickname, the Constitution of the United States has a nickname too. The Constitution is called the highest law in the land. It has that nickname because it truly is the highest law in the land. Every other law is supposed to follow and respect the Constitution. Government leaders are called to follow the Constitution and make sure that no laws are passed that go against what is written in the Constitution. The Constitution is the law that all other laws are supposed to support and follow. So the Constitution is a special document written in 1787. It is a written plan for how the government of the United States works. It has a nickname, the highest law of the land, because every other law is supposed to follow the rules found in it. Now we are going to look at some specific things that make the Constitution so amazing. The Constitution has a lot of words in it, but none as famous as the first three words. The first three words of the Constitution are written with big letters and say, "We the people." Why do you think the Constitution begins with those words? Why does the Constitution begin with "We the people"? Those are the words that open the Constitution, because that idea is the cornerstone of our country. You see, the U.S. government exists for the people, by the people. One of the reasons the colonists fought for independence from Great Britain was to get liberty and freedom for the people. The Constitution starts with "We the people," because it is not just written to set up the United States government. It is written for the people, by the people. You see, the Constitution not only was the plan for how the United States government would work, it also protects people's rights. The Constitution is made up of 7 articles and 27 amendments. The 7 articles mainly focus on how the United States government works. The 27 amendments are additions to the Constitution that came after 1787. Many of the amendments are written about the rights that people in our country have, while other amendments have clarifications about how the United States government works. None of the amendments contradict each other or contradict any of the 7 articles. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution are known as the Bill of Rights. They protect the most basic freedoms of every American citizen. Rights are things that everyone should be allowed to do. For example, the First Amendment of the Constitution guarantees us freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of assembly. There are some freedoms that took a long time but finally got added to the Constitution. For example, the 13th Amendment outlawed slavery. The 15th Amendment finally gave African Americans the right to vote, and the 19th Amendment gave women the right to vote. Just like amendments have been added in the past, there may be more amendments that could be added in the future. Maybe in your lifetime there may be 28 or 29 or even 30 amendments. We'll just have to wait and see. That is the Constitution, the highest law in the land. With 7 articles and 27 amendments, the Constitution not only shows us how the United States government operates, it also shares the rights and freedoms we have as American citizens. Share what you learned with a friend and let us know in the comments section below what
share what you learned with a friend. Oops. Share what you learned with a friend. Yes, that is why people marched. That is why people could not stay still and not speak out. So, are you going to allow fear to blind your eyes as to what is going on? Or are you going to say, okay, I can do one thing. I can vote. I can make sure that I elect representatives in all levels of government that will support me, that will speak up for me, that will fight for me. That is what you can do. Now, if you've never done a mail-in ballot, which is my first time, it's pretty nice, because have you ever gotten the ballot before and you got into the ballot box and some of those people's names faded? You really didn't know who they were? Well, the good news is when you have the opportunity with your smartphone to check out and find out for yourself if the people who you put your mark for, we the people, your one vote is standing for you. Make sure that by not voting, okay, you're totally giving up your power. Remember how powerful you are. Now, just a note here, since I worked the last election, and I will definitely be assisting with this, a couple of things on this mail-in ballot. Make sure you print your name and sign it, my friends, the way you signed on any legal document. Please do not put hearts. Please do not put squirrely cues because that might invalidate your ballot. So, with that, I know we can. Don't quit. I know we can. I know we can make a difference. I'm committed. Hopefully, you're committed too. And if all that you're seeing is blood and gore, perhaps you need to choose what you're looking at differently. If you want a very clear, broken down situation of what is going on, not blurring lines, not politicizing it, watch every morning at Governor Cuomo's press briefing. Half an hour, clear, concise, with action, with a plan. If you are young and you're ready to take action, how can I take action from the ground roots? Check out the Obama Foundation. It is set up. Remember, he was a community organizer. We together, neighbor upon neighbor, can help. So, anyway, that's my rant. That's my hope that we can remember that what makes America is each and every one of us actively participating. What makes America great is not consciously using trigger words. And folks, I didn't know that would be upset. His company, I did 15 years of diversity training, 15 years of conflict resolution, going into companies, dealing with these corporate execs. Almost all of them, and I know his has been sued. And so, one of the first things that is taught is trigger words. Let's make sure we're aware of those trigger words and how those trigger words affect people. You had the quote leader that you are backing. And thank you to the representative from Alaska that said, hey, I can't silently sit back and see this man destroy this man that you voted in because his brand gave you the opinion that he was a businessman. 3 bankruptcies? Okay. But his brand was good. He was on. Okay. I ask you to get facts. I ask you to get information. I ask you to take action. 6 months so that we can rebuild our nation. May light, may love, may peace always surround you. I am Elizabeth. May you have a great one.